Hey, we're here. We're back. The ladies of Read, Watch, and Wine. I'm Rhea.
Reba.
Champagne.
And Lynn.
And we are here to bring our book to movie adaptation of the book Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures.
Love it, love it, love it. Hidden Figures was written by
Margot.
Yes, Margot Lee Shetterly in 2016, I think it was. So we'll get started on that, but before that, we will hear a little bit about the wine we're drinking today.
We are drinking, I had the wrong side. Why you gotta tell me? Moscato. It is a sweet.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I was like, had a moment. It is very sweet. It's not really my cup of tea, but I'm not going to waste the bottle. It's definitely a champagne and Treva sweet level, but it's wine, so I'm gonna drink it.
I may have to come get me an extra taste or two.
I'll save some.
Okay.
She'll try to save some.
No problem.
Lynn's not successful at saving. I don't know what type of game she's playing right now.
I'll run to get it. So all right, let's get started. How y'all like the book?
Well,
I think the story was good. We know the story. Of course, you know the story. It's a great story, but the book.
Say this about the book, reading it. It was a little bit of a difficult read for me because she went into so much detail about even how NASA airships trajectory crap that I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, nor do I care. And I don't know why she needed to get into that much detail. And then the other thing that drove me crazy is that throughout the book, the author mentioned so many names in these pockets of stories that I can't even string the people together. Like, I finished the book, and there was so many different stories about different people and their experiences that I'm like, I have no idea, who did what's happening, and I don't even know how it all tied into the three ladies, because I don't even know which lady that she talked about in the book was one of the three. It was just too much.
I agree with you, Treva. 150,000%. I was so lost. Once I think I was good in the beginning, and then they started talking about the science and the NASA and the space, and I'm just like, oh, you lost me. You lost me, and it took me. It took a long time for me to kind of bring myself back, for them to go right back into to the science, and I'm just like, I can't. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
There was a lot of details. And it almost, to me, when I was reading this book, I almost felt like it was so rushed to be completed. I think they said she started her research and started, working on this in maybe 2010. So I don't know if that's a long time or a short amount of time to then be ready to publish in 16. But it did feel to me like there was probably 80 different mini stories in this that were kind of crunched into one. Now we're in the time of all of these mini series, and so maybe there can be little spin-offs of different stories or different things that she learned, but putting all of this into one book was very, very hard to follow. It was really hard to follow.
Yeah,
It was a lot of detail, even for me. And wait, what? I get that they wanted to make it very known how complicated and intricate everything was, but for us, you could put it in layman's terms. We would have got it then. We didn't.
Right. We kind of got. They were smart, right?
Yeah.
Women, super smart.
Or you could have just said, "Yeah, we're smart," and kept it moving.
But
I did like the level of detail in the book that went into all of the challenges surrounding Black Americans and especially women. But I don't know. I think it could have been 6 or 7 books
over career and family, and I love the background of those stories, and I actually wish more of that could have been incorporated into the movie, because some of those women had to make some serious decisions, career decisions or family decisions, and how some went raise a family and then decided to come back and try it. And So I wish that was incorporated. So I agree with you. Like if this was a mini series and like every season or even like a show and every season was dedicated to the storyline of one of those individual women, and then somehow that all came together to the whole spaceship thing, I would have loved that because that would have probably helped me flesh out the book a little bit more. But I still feel like she should have dedicated chapters to people. Like if she would have dedicated chapters to people, I could have had a better relationship with the characters.
Right.
But as it is, like I don't even know what story goes to what person. It was so much.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Once we go ahead and post this, that might be one of the things we reach out and see if we can get in touch with the author of the book. I just think that's something. They're great stories. They need to be explored. They need to be have more light shined on them. But I just think the book just didn't do justice to so many of the different stories.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry in advance.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, I'm sorry, who picked this book?
Thought it was going to be, because I saw the movie first, so I was like, oh, it's a book too? The book has to be just as good as the movie. Sorry.
But for me, I kind of feel like, yeah, it was hard to read, but it did still give me pause for thought about, well, what happened to this person? Because you kind of just got a piece of it, and then you got pulled back, and then a piece of this, and I need to know what happened at the end, because I was already in the story. You know what I mean? I was the next door neighbor, or I was the one babysitting. So I need to know, well, what happened? I done babysat all this time for these daggone kids. Now what happened? So I think it was a good pick because it's still we learned something, but it was just difficult to get through.
Yeah.
I hadn't watched the movie. I waited and waited and waited for this. And I was just like, I watched it in like not the correct order, but like read the book and then watched the movie. So like this whole time I've been like turning the channel, making sure I avoided this about it. And I'm not gonna say I was disappointed, but it was just not what I expected it to be. Get that.
Yeah.
Like her like Catherine's whole history with her first husband and then meeting her second husband. Like I was talking to my friend Michael about it and she was like, wait, they don't show anything about her first husband. I'm like, I know. Four things in the book should have been shown. And that's when I agree with you, Treva, that it should have been made into like some kind of series or something, or multiple, like each character got a movie and then at the end shown like the NASA portion of it. Because I was just like, you just missed like her whole importance of her strong, independent, career-driven role that was forgotten about.
Right.
Especially when, this was so impactful. So you learn about the whole story, but you don't really understand. Husbands left wives. Wives didn't know some of their kids. There just is so much that they could have expanded upon. We're going to have to tag her. We're going to have to talk to her. We're going to have to figure this one out.
I would love to see a miniseries. It's not too late. They can do one.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, how many books have we read that have 150 different movies and series to it?
And so what that then takes me into is the cast, because I was so confused in the book. I don't want to say anybody could have played the parts, but honestly, anybody could have played the parts because I really couldn't picture anybody from the book. I had no
That's true.
predetermined vision of who somebody should be because it was just too many people thrown at me.
Right.
I will say that none of the characters matched the actual person. Like they don't look similar to each other at all. Not even a little bit. They all were different. So they didn't.
Yeah, and I think this goes back to my complaint from many years ago about the opportunities for Black actresses, specifically female actresses. There's a pocket, and they pull from that pool, so it doesn't even matter that they don't look like it because these are the only Black actresses that they know are going to sell and get people to the theaters to come to see these movies. And I agree with you. I don't feel like any of them nailed the real characters at all. I will say that I think they did an awesome job acting in the movie. I mean, I feel I love them, all three of them in the movie. but I don't feel like they quite captured the appearance of the characters in real life, which with the amount of black actresses out there, I just don't think it's hard to do. Like, you can find someone that looks similar to a person in the movie, but
it's Hollywood. It's whoever's hot now is who we're going to use, which doesn't always do justice to that person at all.
Yeah, because but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still in my mind can't even line up the characters in the book with the people. And then I just feel like there were so many women that they talked about. Like, just kind of are still like these unsung heroes because the movie only focused on those 3 women. It was just, I don't know. It was just disappointing.
It was just difficult. The whole situation.
I because I really liked the movie. Like, I loved the movie.
I did too.
Once I read the book, I'm like, there's just too much more story to tell. You can't limit it to that.
Right. But the book would have been, 50 hours long.
I do feel like, though, you're right. If we, I don't know, if we were able, I saw the movie first, of course, because I seen it I saw the movie when it first came out, and now going back and watching it after the book, I'm just kind of like disappointed.
Me too.
I mean, I did love it at the time, and I guess that's Hollywood,
right?
But it disappointed me after actually reading the book.
So. I agree, and I love the movie also, but it's nothing in comparison.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're going to be fired, Champagne, but
yeah, it's 50-50 at this point. Whether I should be fired.
Don't worry, Champagne. Artemis is never going to get anybody fired if it didn't get me fired.
True.
So we want to.
I haven't said nothing because I was like, can't anybody do any worse than with an Artemis? So
whatever.
That's true.
Ethiopians all out of.
I know. At least I love the movie.
Right.
Whatever. So y'all want to? I don't know that we have anything else to say about the cast and the movie. You want to get to a vote? Because I know my vote. I mean, it's sip. Sip.
I'm gonna give it a sip also, and it is not because I did not like the movie. So I just want everybody to understand that the movie is great. I think you should watch it, but I think you should just avoid reading the book if you're gonna watch the movie.
So what comes after a sip? Nothing?
Half glass?
Half glass?
Oh, it's a half.
No, she means below. I thought you meant below sip.
No, a little bit above a sip, but not quite a half glass. I know that sounds weird because I absolutely loved the movie before I read this book. I thought it was a good story. It was heartfelt. So I don't know. In between a sip and a half glass.
The taste. I don't know. I'm going to give it a half glass only because, for one, that I waited to watch them. And I do agree that it did not follow the book, but I did like how they tried to capture some of like the history within it, like the whole opening scene with them in the car and how it was like you had a choice of the bus or carpooling together or risking your lives, and basically like those type of things that kind of gave you those inklings of history. Not really focusing on their history as in the women, but still giving you that feel to put you in that time. I give it a half glass because of that.
Got it.
Yeah, I can get that. Especially the scene. You know what I really like though? How about the scene with the bathroom? Like, I was thinking to myself, if I had to go,
let me tell you. But it was so well worth it to see her go to the bathroom all those days, back and forth, for her to lose it in that room with everybody. After where she been.
Where'd you go for 45 minutes of a day?
Every day.
Every day, multiple times a day. And I was like, don't you see like the parameters of how long it takes to get there? And mind you, she's not even just strolling along. She's running back and forth with her work still in her hands, using it, working while she's using the bathroom and then running back. Like, that weight of it was demonstrated pretty well for me, because like that's 45 minutes like 3 times a day.
Right.
The way the scene was described in the book, it was a little, to me, it was the way they showed it in the movie made it much more dramatic, but I like the story in the book because to me, I really felt it. Like I was, she was pissed off, these stupid signs, and I'm gonna rip this damn sign down, and what I'm gonna do is use this bathroom, and you know what I mean? So I think, I like how it was portrayed in the book, but of course the movie made it so much more like for real.
Right. That was
because I went in the car.
Favorite scenes in the book when she went off in there, and y'all don't even drink the coffee.
Right.
Oh no, they won't. I love that scene.
Was it Kevin Costner?
Yes.
Love him. Love him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely love him. And of course, I do love Maserati, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, even the guy that played the, I guess the number 2 that was refusing to get her signature on the document. I loved him in his role. Like, to me, he played the typical look of a person who sort of plays this snotty, I'm the king of the world role, white man. So I think that was perfect casting for him.
Is that Sheldon from
Big Bang Theory?
Big Bang, yeah.
Yep.
I love him anyway.
Jeff Parsons or something.
It's funny. It's funny to me because this is like their second review of a movie that Taraji starred in. That it's like, you did great. Like, we loved the acting. You just didn't look like the person we thought you would look like.
Right.
Best of Enemies was the other one that loved the movie, but it was just some challenges with the casting on that.
Yeah.
But she's hot right now. You gotta give her that because they gonna put her in any
role now. You ain't messing with DC. Don't mess.
But if they try to put her in like a Harriet Tubman or something like that, now I'm just gonna be like.
Which is very interesting. When you get a chance, I actually recorded on Channel 7. I think it was Gail did an interview with I was going to say Harriet Tubman. I'd be dang on.
That would be
she interviewing Harriet Tubman, and shit, that's some skills right there.
Right. I would definitely tune in.
Cut it out. You know who I'm talking about.
I actually don't.
No, I don't.
The actress that played Harriet Tubman, maybe?
Cicely Tyson.
Oh, how would we? I'm dead.
How do I know you're talking about Cicely Tyson?
I don't know how I got to this topic, but Gail interviewed Cicely Tyson because that brings me back to sometimes I get angry with certain roles that they put Cicely Tyson in, especially like The Help, when I just felt like she was great for the older version, but she was not the perfect person for the younger version of that person. Mm-hmm. And there's a really good interview they did with her that you guys need to peep because it goes into a lot of her movies and books. So it brings me to an idea that I'd like to be able to do later that we can have a discussion on. But if you get a chance, listen to it. I know this really has nothing to do with this book, but if anyone has a chance to put up.
We're talking about Black actresses and roles. Maybe that's how we got to that.
Yeah. I knew I got there somehow. I just couldn't really figure out how. But anyway, it's really interesting because she talks a lot about the different roles. So.
Well, she has a new book out. I know I saw Tyler Perry's promoting it, and basically it's her autobiography through her experiences and stuff. So I'm thinking about getting that.
I'm definitely getting it. I was crying listening to the interview.
Really?
That's my girl. That's my girl.
That is she go.
Okay, well, this is it. We're done. Thank you for listeing to our podcast.
Did not get a full bottle?
Didn't get a full bottle. Did not get. I'm going to probably drink the full bottle, but it didn't get one. What we got coming up next?
I'm not sure what's next on the list, but we got big things. I know this entire month we're going to be promoting all of our Black History Month books that we've reviewed because we've got over like 15, almost 20, I think, books in which they are by Black authors or stories based on the experiences of Black people. So this will, of course, go along with that. But so we got lots of that going on this month. So check out our Black History Month series.
Yeah.
Follow us on
Instagram, Facebook at readwatchwine, and our website at readwatchwine.com, YouTube, anywhere. Pretty much
follow
there.
us.
We're everywhere.
Subscribe. Thank you so much for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later. Goodbye. Goodbye.